I am a professional wrestler and I've always dreamed of having my own faction, and that is why I asked you on the YouTube community page to suggest 3 extra members to create the Knights of Omega. And you guys had some fantastic suggestions, and I've taken 2 of the most highly requested ones and I've added one myself. So let me introduce you to the first member of the Knights of Omega. Your leader of this faction, of course, it's me, Omega Luke. Now the premise, while we see my entrance of this episode, is I'm going to create my faction that you guys have suggested in my universe mode. We're going to slightly customize what goes on because, to be honest, the AI is terrible at doing that, and we're going to see how we do in 1 year's worth of WWE. We will watch some matches. We will hopefully see us lift some titles. And then halfway through, or parts of the way through, I'm going to give you 4 different stipulations. And this is where I want you guys to come in and help me, because these 4 different stipulations that I'm going to give throughout the episode, so you need to make sure you're watching all of it, is going to determine the next faction, and I'm going to pick the best faction that you guys suggest. So this 4-man faction that will be on next week's episode will be picked by one of you, but it has to meet all 4 stipulations of this faction that I'm going to give you. So the first stipulation that I'm going to give you before we see my second member is the wrestler has to be currently part of the AEW roster. So that is your first stipulation of the first member of the new faction. Now, by all means, once you have all 4 members, give me a name, give me a premise of the faction, heel, fan favorites, whatever it may be. Anyway, the second member of the Knights of Omega. Yes, one of the most suggested members of this faction for the Knights of Omega was, of course, the secret weapon, Akira Tozawa. Now, you guys who have been watching along on the My GM series knows how much of a meme Akira Tozawa has become on my channel. And to be honest, when you guys started suggesting it, I laughed at first. Then I realized a couple of members who I thought might actually participate would look quite good alongside myself and Akira Tozawa. So welcome, secret weapon, but who is going to be your tag partner? So yeah, I'm going to be the single star of this, I hope you don't mind, for this episode 1. Akira Tozawa is going to be one half of our tag team, but his tag team partner is the one, the only, it's the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne. Yes, a lot of you mentioned Pete Dunne. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm also British, and maybe it is because I also love Pete Dunne. But he is the second member that I'm adding to the Knights of Omega alongside myself, the 3rd member overall, and he will be tagging up alongside Akira Tozawa. So what a formidable tag team that we're going to be adding to the SmackDown roster for this My Universe mode. Akira Tozawa and Pete Dunne. And the final member is a guy that I have selected myself. And when I look at all the best factions, you always have a big man, an enforcer. And recently I have absolutely fallen in love with one big man and one enforcer. So let me take you to the Hall of Pain. Yes, the final member of the Knights of Omega is the one and only Mark Henry. So it will show you that I am willing to download creative wrestlers for these future rosters and these future factions that you guys are suggesting. So if you have one in mind but it isn't on the actual roster of the game, still suggest it, because if I can find a great creative wrestler like this version of the Hall of Pain, I will 100% download and add to a future faction. So far, you know my faction. It's the Knights of Omega. It's me, Omega Luke. It's Pete Dunne. It's Akira Tozawa. And it's Mark Henry. We are the Knights of Omega. And remember, the first member of your faction that you are going to be giving me down in the comment section is a member of the current AEW roster. So here is the Knights of Omega. We are 84 rated, and that's because I've actually put myself quite high. I had myself quite low at one point, and I was just losing every single match because I did a little bit of a trial here. So it's gonna be a bit of a weird one. I'm gonna have to customize some matches because Universe Mode is weird and it keeps on putting us tagging up with some women wrestlers, and we don't have any women's wrestlers in the Knights of Omega. But I think we look quite a formidable team. I think you would agree. And if we take a look here, we do have the tag partners of Pete Dunne, Akira Tozawa. Member number 3 is Mark Henry, and I am member number 4 myself. We are bad, guys. Our crowd reaction is boo, and we are on SmackDown. Speaking of SmackDown, the very first SmackDown show, we won't go through all the SmackDown shows because we'll be here forever, but the first one is this. Ivar and Eric versus Pete Dunne and Akira Tozawa. It's a customized match. Originally it wasn't this, but I've put it into this. Now, in one of the matches, I haven't changed it, but it's John Cena versus Omega Luke. So that is going to be an exciting one. So I think right now we simulate all of these matches and we see what played out. So Pete Dunne and Akira Tozawa pick up the first win for the Knights of Omega. But Omega Luke loses to John Cena. Didn't see that one coming. And the second SmackDown, we have ourselves another tag team match, Akira Tozawa and Pete Dunne. This time I've added myself and Mark Henry as the managers. Why wouldn't we go out there with our fellow Knights? But what was quite funny was in the 8th match, Roman Reigns was against Omega Luke. So I've also added Akira Tozawa, Pete Dunne and Mark Henry. So let's simulate these matches. Roman Reigns picks up the win. It is a potential rivalry though, so we'll hopefully see more matches against Roman Reigns and more victories. Pete Dunne's also in a match with Jinder Mahal. No idea why. But the lads managed to pick up the win in the tag match again against Eric and Ivar. So for the tag team championships, they're putting themselves in very good stead. We are here at the first pay-per-view of this universe. Liv Morgan is on Money in the Bank, but do we feature? Oh, yes, we do. Omega Luke is in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So let's find out how this one plays out. And here we come. Omega Luke making our pay-per-view debut here at Money in the Bank. John Cena is already in the ring. We've already had a match against John Cena. We lost, but still, this is our chance to redeem ourselves. This is our chance to get our hands on Money in the Bank. One of the best ideas ever created by the genius that is Chris Jericho. And I would like to think if we had Money in the Bank, our possibilities for the Knights of Omega is endless. We have the key to being champion whenever we want. We could use the rest of the Knights to our advantage and easily become Universal Champion. Even if Roman Reigns has got his bloodline there, I'd like to think Mark Henry would still take them to the Hall of Pain. And then I just have to deal with Roman Reigns myself. Off we go, and we start our attack actually on the bloodline, so that's quite interesting. So I'll bring you back when something starts to really happen. Honestly, me and Jey Uso have been going at it for so long right now. This is the first time somebody's really gone up for the ladder, and I am going to push them off. Yes, come on, let's go. Use your strength. What? Why not strong enough? Am I just going to get kicked? I'm going to get super kicked instead. How was I not strong enough? Oh, there's the first latch gone. He's still getting attacked. We're making a comeback, though. Ladder's out the way. We've been thrown out, though. There's no chance we're getting it, but there's Ricochet. He's going to have to come down at some point. Is that Cesaro we're battling with out there? I think it is. Bang. A lot of people suggested Cesaro. Oh, big DDT on the outside. Let's go. Oh, shooting star. Standing shooting star press. Something I can definitely do in real life. Oh, we're finally climbing the ladder. We've hit two of our finishers as well. The Sunset Subscribe. It's not exactly the exact same finisher that I have in real life, but it's close. Anyway, they don't have the one that I actually use. Instead, it's a step over DDT, which I absolutely love. We are currently in the ring, though, with the ladder. This is our big opportunity now. John Cena has unhooked a lot of the locks. Here we go. We're up the ladder. This is our big opportunity. There's 3 to go. Oh no, we're getting interrupted. This is a big move. Are we going to choke slam him off? No. Come on. Reach up, Luke. Reach up. Oh, there's too many people in the ring and we fell down. Hello. We're in again. We set the ladder up again. We're weighing up our opportunity. Oh, God's sake, I have the worst luck with climbing ladders. We literally fell off the second step. And he's stunned almost. I mean, God loves a try. Let's do it. Let's go for it again. Kalisto's in the way, though. We need to get rid of Kalisto. There we go. Lovely. Perfect. Now climb that ladder. Angel Garza's there, but it's fine. You could ignore him. Are we gonna at least reach? No, we're change our mind. Change our mind instead. We'll let Angel Garza go for it. And now we've been thrown outside by John Cena. Oh God, we've just eaten a DDT. There is literally nobody in the ring. Nobody worried that Angel Garza's currently going for this, all by himself. Jey Uso's finally interrupted him. I mean, it took a long time. Here we go. We could get a bit of an opportunity here. Oh, he pulled off Jey Uso. Can we hit our finisher, maybe? I think we are. This is it. This is our finisher. Boom! Sunset subscribe. Worth it. Worth it instead of going for the money in the bank. I mean, we've won now. We've hit 3 of our finishers. Big clothesline into the corner. Up we go. Big DDT. Love it. Oh, huge opportunity. We unhooked one. It's just Jey Uso. If we can get rid of Jey Uso, we've got all the time in the world. Everybody's fighting on the outside. Nobody's worried about us right now. Come on. Come on, Luke. No. Jey Uso's going to get it. He's only got 2 to go. He's missed 1. He's missed a second ago. No. Come on. He's got 1 left. Jey Uso wins. Jey Uso is the Money in the Bank winner. And we were so close. We were so close. We've just defeated John Cena on a SmackDown, which could be a potential rivalry. Now, there are other potential rivalry, which is quite an interesting one, is actually Mark Henry versus Roman Reigns, which I didn't expect to happen for the simple reason that Mark Henry's in a different division. It's now disappeared, but this is a growing rivalry that we have now with John Cena. Now, the power rankings themselves suggest that we've dropped down in our very short time, although we have popped back up into level 3 there. Mark Henry is second, in behind Happy Corbin for that Intercontinental Championship for Shinsuke Nakamura. And we got Akira Tozawa and Pete Dunne, who are #1 contenders for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Now, the Knights of Omega have been quietly going about their business. I'm actually #1 contender for the Universal Championship, despite not actually having a match in a few weeks. I think the last time I had a match was against John Cena. However, we finally got to Payback, and we actually have a match on a pay-per-view again. Look at this. We have a tag team match. It's a rivalry match as well. Pete Dunne and Akira Tozawa versus Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza. So, interesting. I mean, we're not in anything else, I don't think. So, yeah, I think as well, Nakamura is the Intercontinental Champion, and Mark Henry has just defeated him on SmackDown. Come on, boys. Bring it home. Oh, we've lost on a pay-per-view again. The following SmackDown, though, I am the face of the card, so I must be doing something. I must be doing something. I bet it's something stupid. We've got another tag team match there. Nakamura's against Sami Zayn. What are we then? Are we in the main event? We are. We're in the main event against Drew McIntyre. Interesting. Right, let's simulate all of these matches then. Pete Dunne and Akira Tozawa pick up the win. Don't forget, we will be playing more of these matches. If there's a significant pay-per-view match, we will be playing it. Not playing it, watching it at the very least. So how do we do? Oh, we lost to Drew. That's not going to be good for our rankings. Not going to be good at all. I mean, let's take a look. SmackDown, if we take a look at the divisions itself, we've dropped down to 3rd. I was 1. Now I've dropped down to 3rd because Drew McIntyre has beaten us. Mark Henry is 2nd contender for Nakamura's Intercontinental title, and Akira Tozawa and Pete Dunne are 2nd also for the tag team belts. Now, the second stipulation that I want you to give me alongside the first stipulation, to make sure you have obviously caught that one, I want you to pick a wrestler, could be male or female by the way, that is on the Raw brand of WWE. We've got another face of SmackDown here, so I thought I'd bring it to you anyway. We've also got another tag match of Akira Tozawa and Pete Dunne. I believe we are in the main event against Sheamus, of all people. Right, okay, let's simulate these matches. The boys got the job done for the Knights, but did the leader, Omega Luke? No, we lost again. God, Are we really that terrible? The Knights are getting around, yet again, cover star. They're obviously just picking the best looking guy on the card, and that's me every single time I'm on it. We've got the lads against Carrillo and Garza again, but we are in the main event for some reason. We're tag teaming alongside Drew McIntyre against Jimmy and Jey Uso. Of course, we've got a rivalry right now, so storyline-wise, wouldn't it be funny to put them against each other, or put them with each other, even though they're fighting. We win the tag team match for the Knights of Omega. That's great. But how do we do in the tag match? Of course we lost. I bet it was Drew McIntyre's fault. Oh, big pay-per-view then. Clash of Champions. We've got a match against Drew McIntyre, and the lads also have a match against Carrillo and Garza. So I think we jump in and we watch the Drew McIntyre match, and I'll bring you the highlights. Now, it annoys me that they don't give me my faction members as managers. I have to manually do that if I want that to happen, despite it happening automatically for other wrestlers like Roman Reigns, for instance. But if you know the reason why that is, obviously let me know down in the comments section, as well as your faction that you've obviously going to pick throughout this episode. But we are making our way to the ring right now, and it's go time. We are going to end Drew McIntyre's run, and we're going to make ourselves the #1 contender. The Universal Championship is on the line tonight. I believe it's John Cena versus Roman Reigns, so perfectly it will be John Cena to win, so it's babyface versus heel. So I think that's the reason why I never actually had a title match against Roman Reigns despite being #1 contender. Drew McIntyre got his bloody sword out during the entrance. I thought, I know exactly where I'll stick that one, Drew. But here we go. First off, we're starting lots of shots. Oh, a big senton as well to the chest of Drew McIntyre. This is England versus Scotland, by the way, and a huge knee to start things off against Drew McIntyre. Now we're trying to rip his arm off from his torso. This is a great start. Fantastic offense from Omega Luke. For a while it has been all Drew McIntyre, but we're starting to find our way back into this match now. What are we going to bring here? Big neck breaker possibly? I think it is. Yes, huge neck breaker. Let's work on that head. Of course, we've got the step over DDT, the most deadliest finisher in all of professional wrestling, the Sunset Subscribe. And of course we've got, this could be, it is, Rock Bomb. Rock Bomb. That always start things off for me in real life, and it start things off here. Can we do something special? Oh, disaster kick as well. Come on, line him up. Let's get the job done early. Let's send the fans home crying. Oh, big move there to the inside of the groin of Drew McIntyre. Oh, he's caught us though. He's caught us with the shooting star. Maybe we shouldn't have been as cocky. We should have gone for the Sunset Subscribe nice and early. And Drew nails us down with an underhook DDT. Oh, really nice leg drop. To the outside, springboard leg drop. We're going to go for a pin as well. Come on, 3 count, possibly. No, but it's still working the head. That's the most important thing. We've done more damage than what we've received so far. It's the torso and the head. We've got a finisher. We've got a cup. He's got a claymore though. We need to be careful with that claymore. Here it is. Here's the DDT. The Sunset Subscribe. Don't be a rope break. 1, 2, 3. We win at Clash of Champions. Let's go. That's our first pay-per-view win in the bag. Oh yes, get out of my ring, Drew. Can we please escort this man back to the locker room? He is not worthy in our presence. There we go. En route to the championship, I think. Yeah, you can point all you like, Drew. Go stick your sword somewhere else. Oh yes. Look at this, heated rivalry. I'm going to celebrate right in front of him. Yeah, you didn't like that, did you? You didn't like the Sunset Subscribe? Absolutely not. A win also for Dunn and Tozawa, but no sign of Mark Henry, but it's still a fantastic night for the Knights of Omega. We opened up the show with a big victory over Drew McIntyre. The following SmackDown, though, in the main event, Drew McIntyre did get his own back in a rivalry match against us. However, in a fatal 4-way, which I actually added Mark Henry to, because why wasn't he in this, he actually went on and won. So that should do something good for his rankings. We generally must be like the biggest thing on SmackDown right now, because we have honestly main evented the last 3 SmackDowns against Drew McIntyre. We've lost 2, we've won 1, and in between that we had another match with Drew McIntyre, but this time it was a tag match where we tagged with him and we lost to Carrillo and Angel Garza. And it's led to this, a Hell in a Cell match. Well, we have just a normal match, but it is a big rivalry match against Drew McIntyre. We are the only member of the Knights of Omega on the card, but what would perfectly be brilliant is if Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston beat Jimmy and Jey Uso so that Tozawa and Pete Dunne can actually start going up against Woods and Kingston, because obviously they're not going to go up against Jimmy and Jey Uso because it's heel versus heel. John Cena's actually champion right now. He's going up against Ricochet, so it's face versus face. In a weird match, I didn't realise Ricochet was in our rankings, but so it's really annoying that we've dropped off. But a big win here might mean that we could be back in with a shot. Let's simulate all matches. So Jimmy and Jey Uso retain. And we win again on pay-per-view in Hell in a Cell. It's just a normal match, but let's go. That's a massive win. I mean, it even says here, Mega Luke defeated Drew McIntyre in their big match. The crowd cheered him on. Am I over? Does that mean, as a heel, I am now over? I've just beaten the champ on SmackDown, so if that doesn't mean I should be in with a title shot, I don't know what is really. Mark Henry's also the number one contender for Shinsuke's Intercontinental belt, but I can't remember whether Shinsuke on here is a babyface or a heel. I've got a feeling he is a babyface, so really he should be going up against him soon as well. All right, your third stipulation for the faction next week is a member of the current SmackDown roster. Don't worry, the last one isn't just as easy to guess as this. It's absolutely fine. You'll like the last one. I mean, I am on fire right now. I have just beaten both John Cena and Drew McIntyre in a triple threat match. Wasn't even main event. How was that not main event? Naomi and Sasha Banks main evented somehow, but we just beat the champ and Drew McIntyre in a triple threat match. I mean, we are looking absolutely amazing right now. I honestly don't get these rankings. I beat both John Cena. Well, I beat John Cena twice. I beat Drew McIntyre, and I've dropped down to third. Is this game just broke in every game mode? Survivor Series has happened. We didn't feature in it, but Jey Uso won. It says customized match. I haven't touched it. Jey Uso has now become the Universal Champion. So, I don't know whether he cashed in. I'm not sure. But he's now the champion, so God knows. I beat John Cena twice. I even pinned him once, and I don't even get a shot. I mean, I'm just winning triple threat matches for fun. I also just pinned John Cena on another episode of SmackDown the week before this. I'm just winning every single week now, and yet I get no title matches whatsoever. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, I need to be banging on the GM's door. Like, what the hell, man? What's going on? Is it because I'm British? I think it might be. No, I don't believe it. I've won the Royal Rumble. Why didn't I watch it? Oh my God, I can't believe that. I can't believe I won the Royal Rumble. That is mental. I mean, the cover star was Mark Henry, so I presumed he was in it. And obviously you get this terrible menu which doesn't show who's in it or anything like that, so I had to click on the news, and bang, there I am. The Royal Rumble has been won by Mega Luke, giving the superstar a championship match in the main event of WrestleMania. Sometimes they do it at Fastlane, though. I really hope it is at WrestleMania. I'm not even in the division anymore for the Universal Championship. I'm in the other category. Well, what does that mean? Does that mean I just don't fight for it anymore? But surely I've won the Royal Rumble. You've got to put... I'm number one contender. Technically, I should be where Roman is right now. I just beat John Cena on a SmackDown. He's sixth. At least put me there. Okay, I don't know whether this is promising or not, but at Fastlane, Drew McIntyre is about to face Jey Uso for the Universal Championship. And I do believe we are currently in a rivalry with Jey Uso. Yes, we're in a medium rivalry, so there is something going on behind the scenes. I just really hope that it does mean we face them at WrestleMania. But right now, I don't know. I can't guarantee anything with this universe mode. It's very bizarre. So, who wins is the question. It's still Jey Uso. We could have done with Drew McIntyre winning that. 1, because we've already beaten, but 2, he's a babyface. And 3, because Jey Uso's also the tag team champion, which means he doesn't actually defend the belts anymore. And like Xavier Woods and Kofi, yeah, they're winning stuff, so it means we need them to beat Jimmy and Jay so that our boys can have a chance, because they're not fighting anymore. What is going on? We now have a title match just on a random SmackDown, like 3 weeks before the event actually kicks off. Pete Dunne and Tozawa's also in that as well, which is a potential rivalry, which is fantastic. But yeah, we just randomly chucked in a match on SmackDown. What happened to my WrestleMania? Well, here I come in my first Universal Championship match on SmackDown. I mean, you win the Royal Rumble, you think you're going to have an amazing WrestleMania moment, and you just get given the opportunity on a random SmackDown instead. By the way, I'm also really gutted. I'm sorry that I did not show the Royal Rumble. As you can imagine, recording a whole Royal Rumble and nothing happening would have just been a complete waste of time. Yes, for content. If I had recorded it and Omega Luke had won, it would have been amazing. But it was a 1 in 30 chance, and I went on and won it. But here we are on SmackDown. And here is the champion. Also the tag team champion. So he's been a little bit greedy, but still Universal Champion, Jey Uso. Interesting champion, I must say. Started off, of course, with Roman Reigns. Transitioned to John Cena. Obviously, Jey Uso, we had a little fight in the Money in the Bank. He won the Money in the Bank when we had our hands on the briefcase. That could be us right now, but it isn't. It is Jey Uso, but it is our biggest match of the Knights of Omega, easily. Mark Henry barely had any matches. We've clearly shone, because now we could be Universal Champion anytime soon. Oh, good God, we've just eaten a super kick. Kick out, please. Kick out. Oh, that was a close one. We've had a little bit of an opportunity, but not a lot. But we just eaten a massive super kick, and he does have his finish, and I think this is it. We've reversed it, and we've got our own. Come on. Come on, it's too early possibly to nail him with it. I don't know, maybe. Oh, yes, lovely Spanish fly. We're softening him up. We'll go for a quick pinfall. There's only a 1 count. It's definitely not time yet. It's definitely not time to hit the sunset subscribe just yet. What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, big cross arm chop. Come on, Luke. Uh-oh. Oh, we've eaten our own DDT. We've eaten a DDT. He's working on our arms as well. Oh, Jey Uso, he's a tricky competitor. I mean, he's not Universal Champion quality or caliber, but my God, he's done all right. He's been a bit of a rival for us for the whole of Knights of Omega. Good God. For the fact that he's had the tag belts, we can't get them off of him. Now he's Universal Champion. He is stepping in the way of the Knights of Omega. And he's put us in a submission outside of the ring. It is wearing out our torso, our back. But we are in a countdown right now. Is he trying to win this by countdown? By count out, sorry? Because if he does, I mean, that's just foul play. This is heel versus heel, remember. I don't know who the fans are cheering for. I hope it's me. I really do. What are we on? What are we up to, ref? We need to get back into the ring. It's alright. Jey Uso's come and stop the count for us. Big back and forth, though, on the outside. This is... Oh, here we go. Bang, DDT. Alright, on the outside as well. Oh, little dog kicks. I like it. Like we've just shat on the outside. Working the arm. Alright, but watch the count. Watch the count, Luke. We've wore him down enough. We're up to a 5 already. Oh, he swept a leg. Uh-oh. Okay, good reverse. We're up to a 6. We've chucked him into the... We can't win the title through count out. Okay, good. We've broke the count. This is basically whoever hits their finisher first. We've got a very weak torso. He's got a very weak head. And my move hits his head. His move hits our torso. But here we go. Can we line him up? We're going to go for a quick pinfall. With a Death Valley driver. That's fine. Right, now. Either hit his signature, Luke. We've got 2 finishers. Come on. What can we do? We've kicked him. Here we go. Sunset subscribe. Pull him away from the rope. We could be Universal Champion. We could be Universal Champion. Oh my God. It's so close. It's so close. We're lining him up. I don't know what for, but we are lining him up. Let's hit him. No, he's reversed it. He's reversed our second finisher. He's trying to hit the frog splash. He can't. We've got up too quickly. Oh, we've dodged it. We've dodged it for now. We've blocked a drop kick. Come on, hit him with a rock bomb or something. Rock bomb! Rock bomb! Out of nowhere. Pin him. No, don't go for his arms. We've got another finisher. We've got another finisher. Now we go for the pin. 1, 2, 3. We win the Universal Champion after doing something weird to his arm. We just say it's from the rock bomb. We hit the rock bomb exactly like how I hit the rock bomb. And then we go on. And now we are the Universal Champion. I mean, I'd much rather have won it at WrestleMania, don't get me wrong. But we are still the champ after winning the Royal Rumble. Wow. The Knights of Omega have finally hit the top. Look at that. El Champion. Oh, I like it. The WWE Universal Champion. It is Omega Luke. Nice one. Right, we are right next to WrestleMania. So we will go through and have a look at WrestleMania and see what happens. And see if we can retain our title at WrestleMania. Jimmy and Jey Uso are going up against Eric and Ivar. It's not for the belt, though. It'd be great if they could go for the belt. We've got a match against Cesaro. We beat him easily. Does this mean that we're like number 1 on all of the things and all the rankings? I'm quite curious now. Surely that means the power rankings. Oh, we're top. Come on, let's go. We're top of the power rankings and everything. The Knights of Omega have never seen heights like this. Our new number 1 contender is Roman Reigns. I mean, Mark Henry's dropped down to 4th. I haven't seen him. I think he's been in a couple of tag matches, that's it. Akira Tozawa and Pete Dunne, they've been number 1 contenders for so long, but they can't go up against the Usos. I mean, well, I don't know why not. I went up against them on a random SmackDown, but they have yet to have a title shot. But when they do, well, when they do, they should win for the Knights. The SmackDown, the go-home show before WrestleMania. Are we on it? We should be. We're Universal Champion. We are, against Cesaro again for some reason. We lost against him. Right, okay. Is this going to be our WrestleMania opponent? Is it going to be Cesaro? Eh? For some reason, we're going up against John Cena. And I have no idea why. Well, we've already won the belt. Can we retain it? Yes! Come on! John Cena has been sunset subscribed. And we end this episode as Universal Champion. Now, the Knights of Omega, they might not have been as successful as I have been on a singles run. But still, they picked up quite a lot of victories. Now, the final stipulation for you today is a WWE 2K22 legend. So anybody who classifies as a legend on this game, that is your final stipulation to go along with the other 3. So you need to build a full 4-man faction from the 4 stipulations that I have given you, and the final one being the 2K22 legend. Leave your faction. Maybe you want to give it a name. Maybe you want to give it a premise down in the comments section. And next week, I'll be picking a winner and running through a 4-year of Universal mode like this on WWE 2K22. I hope you enjoyed this video, and smash a like if you did. That'll be fantastic. And subscribe, of course. And I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Bye-bye.